Hi, this is Oscar Castillo. I wanted to demonstrate a little bit of what I've learned this weekend. So, this weekend there was a workshop in San Francisco with a company called Upload. I don't know, 30, 40 people, people from all different types of industries. I was the only one from aerospace there, um, and very educational. So, I wanted to show you an example of what we could, just kind of a mock-up of what we could accomplish using this technology. Just a preface, I didn't use any Northrop Grumman proprietary information, or none of this was built on a Northrop Grumman asset as well. It's all my personal stuff and personal time, but very relevant to what we do. So the name of the software is Unity, and it's used to make, primarily, it's used to make video games for many different platforms, and now you can use it to make virtual reality and I believe augmented reality, but definitely virtual reality. So it's very popular. It's one of the leaders in that area for creating virtual reality content. So I wanted to learn how to use it. Whenever you talk about virtual reality and creating applications, they talk about Unity. You can bring in models from various sources. Maybe you've created a model. If there's things that somebody else has created, they can put it on in a space where other users can access it. I had heard months ago that NASA had released a number of models to this Unity asset store. So I wanted to grab it as soon as I had access to Unity. So this is a model of Skylab, it's called. I then proceeded to find a model for a scissor lift, kind of relevant to us. And then I thought, what would it look like if someone were standing on the scissor lift with toolboxes and tools to use, nuts to use, ignore the ball, and a black box to install. And so this whole thing, it really took me about 3 hours in my hotel, in between workshop days. I just used a small amount of script code that was provided to us in class, and I just reused it. It was simple enough. I could see how in the future we could set up templates that would act the same way. Somebody would set up the framework, and we would just replace the framework models or the template models with our actual production models or MGC models. There's also this concept of using virtual reality or augmented reality, which is the mixture of of the real world, what you see with your eyes, with digital content overlaid on top of that. That's what that term means. Maybe we could provide work instructions to someone that are relevant to what they're doing. So you could imagine Solumina or CAPE procedure instructions just kind of hanging in the air in an area that's out of the way, but prevents someone from having to go back and forth to looking at a drawing. So that's what this is kind of supposed to say, is install the unit to the panel, then check for tool access. And so what's following this clip is me actually demoing this application in virtual reality. So.
Yep.
Okay. So this is an example of how we could possibly use virtual reality to demonstrate accessibility, even years before we've actually created any hardware. So this is exactly what I see. So I'm on a scissor lift, pretty high, and so I'll try to demonstrate how high I am. Just drop that ball. And this is just a model that I downloaded from NASA, sort of just kind of demonstrate scale. Kind of relevant, right? So this is just a little mock-up to show how we could possibly use virtual reality. So this is like a unit installation, or if we needed to use tools like a drill, to check to see. I know that's kind of goofy, but check to see if you can have access or not. Do you have any reach problems or interference trying to get in?